Former Auditor General, a friend of Domelevo, Abusuya Waba, Ababe Worsen, a Auditor's General Report, or the bar abonting and anwada yeguso airdrop and home update at the mama. Abusuya Papano. Wababe shoke NPP for a gossip politics TV. So unsubscribe, subscribe na hit on the notification bell. Send any updates be dropping on once able to me akabina then and papano or the babe to the former Auditor General Abusuya or see those who are involved in a scandal. We are a P ababontin 8.1 billion no Abusuya or more public officers are involved in enemy President Mahama order na or suspend this uncle phone na or suspend the investigations are then akos no there also during the time as Auditor General the same corruption ekoso but enam say na former President Akufo-Addo or no and I power into abusua we hu hwe bet we die eni kwan say President Mahama or they obia bonne den eche no enimani ya no those who are involved no public officers no me involved no one yen suspend yen investigations no and yen investigations no na ye found the guilty abusua President Mahama onji nyina edi FM free office na NPP for nso ye involved no nso no yen prosecute with immediate effect abusuya na wasanso a drop a shocking revelation revelation no mo yen ko na yen konkoti former Auditor General yaw Domelevo unsubscribe subscribe na hit on the notification bell so na any update be dropping no once able to me akabi a gossip politics TV. So your number one a trending political update I dropping no political highway so edemamo medamase.
The finance ministry rejected 8.1 billion Ghana cedis na wama say from the previous administration eka eda ho ebinu mu wama say aye say ntinimo mfa yensika man wase womo need document papa bia support womo claims womo pese womo ye wo size scan ho 8.1 billion Ghana cedis ke no was size scan was nke kwabonten nanka document papa bia anywhere support but ye benya nipa nanka o mage na sansemi ho ana the former Auditor General Mr. Daniel Yao Domelevo was there sabe de be ya civil servant for womo ka ho na womo tititi ministries womo receipt womo sa adwuma we koso womo hwetuatu aka ye bibia civil servant no ebe ya nke yanchi wo bi yangum yanchi wo mungum womo nkonko dem because womo ka ho bi na sa niema we timi koso na eno ha aban no enti ebe ya nke yanchi omum yanhwe Mr. Daniel ya Domelevo wo bra na wo ka sense memra ne ento azo.
Where you have a system and there are no consequences for misbehavior, impunity takes over. You will notice that, or you may recall, that in 2018 I did a similar audit and out with 5.4 billion. At that time, that was 1.1 billion. So far, what the Auditor General has disallowed is also close to the 1 billion.
1 billion.
And those that he has not yet finished working on is more than 1 billion. So if they come together, we may move beyond 1 billion again. And this can only happen because others did it in the past and they got away with it. So people are looking at that example. So I think this is the time to ensure that people can no longer get away with this type of misbehavior. Public officers or officials who are complicit in this, who got involved in this or looked away for this to happen, must be held accountable. I wish that the president, as a matter of urgency, direct that all public officers who are involved in this be suspended and an investigation conducted to see their level of culpability in these offenses. If they are culpable, then they are dismissed before we even go to court. Before we go to court, administrative measures must be taken to say that there is zero tolerance for corruption. We can allow Parliament to do its work, and I will not fault them for that. But in my considered opinion, in accordance with clause 9 of Article 187 of the Constitution, when the Auditor General has exercised his mandate under clause 7 to disallow an expenditure or surcharge an expenditure, clause 9 of the same article provides that anyone who is aggrieved may appeal at the High Court. So this case, I think, should be tested at the court. Fortunately, you remember the President, the Attorney General, the Chief Justice, and the Auditor General, they had a meeting last year,
yes,
where they were going to put in place a special court to address these issues.
Absolutely.
That is where I think we should be looking, because the Parliament is just going to debate, at the end of the day, make politics out of it if we are lucky. But if we go to the court, then we can be sure that either our monies are recovered for us, people are punished, or if they are innocent, they are set free. How will the system allow you, for instance, to pay for your house twice? Will you pay for your house twice? If you make payment from your pocket, what kind of system will you have in place that will allow you to overpay and without knowing? Mind you, these ministries, departments, and agencies have accounting systems in place where their liabilities are recorded and every payment must be offsetted against it. If even it happens that one ministry's payment is made on its behalf by the central agency, maybe Ministry of Finance, the procedure is there that they are informed so that they can pass the necessary entries in their books. So explanation being given by the minority leader, if he said so, is untenable. It is maybe a statement made out of ignorance. But if you see chaos in the public sector, I always say that there is always order in that chaos, because the chaos benefit people. Don't assume that it is just out of incompetence or lack of knowledge. In fact, as for the administrative procedures or measures, they can kick in even today. By the close of today or maximum tomorrow, the presidency should be able to direct all the people who are culpable and still be in public office to proceed on suspension, that they are interdicted or suspended. And then a committee set up maybe by the close of this week or next week, so to see what is the degree of their culpability. Did they compromise the process, or did they connive in order that this stealing or attempted stealing could happen? If yes, then it is followed with a dismissal letter. If no, then they are recalled, they come back and do their work to give signal to the system that the days that you can steal public funds and get away with it is gone.
The Mr. Daniel Domelevo, the former Attorney General, Auditor General, sorry, Anna Walker, Sir, and Semi Nafi, what they just said. Ebra na Obaya Baya Juma, and now minor Juma, Wutimi Fesica, no wadi no Gane Kono, Ekem, any wobio, and he will be Biara, Wafa or Minisika, now true or no Juma, or you or my Ghana, as a civil servant. Na sika sika we ahodo bebre ye bejebre na the deputy finance minister Honorable Thomas Nyakwampem enra de ya wokokika ho sem ni nyina no ye bia mu bako ra ye de akyerew na afi ye nyina ye timi ate ye ho ase enti ono de o se ka ono ho adwanka wo bi biara wa for man sika no emra na ye first card na ye dwane aye nya hwe na twam enti nke ye nchiwo mu nyina ngum ana ye nchiwo na se sika ni nyina no na nka ye nsentimi nka. Now, Yankoya statement on the report of the Auditor General on arrears payables as at end of 2024. Arrears payables as at 2024. Until findings of claims after audit and rejected claims no kwano 8.08 billion Ghana cedis and a pending verification. And no, I feel I know so Wamugusu, a woman, no verify documents, no, this kind of moment. And no, 13.27 billion, 13.27 billion Ghana cedis. Now, validated for payment. Where the Wamu are validated here, Wamu ebetia. Sika Wamu de Koi Nina say, Wamu enchia kano. 68.7 billion, 68.7 billion Ghana cedis. Now was the finance ministry no etua. Yenye summary of the findings of the audit. Enti yanko sheet 2 no summary of the findings of the audit. Now fe yan kan ho kakra yes and that screen so no. I say Out of the 68.7 billion Ghana cedis submitted for audit, a total of 45.4 billion was validated for payment. A total of 8.1 billion Ghana cedis was rejected for various reasons. And no, and the Deputy Finance Minister and catch and say, sir, 8.1 billion no rejected unsupported documents, any duplications, any overstatement. Just say, and yama be brewa and to turn aquemo. And when I say sikano, the Finance Minister are rejected say, and yadio mubetia about 1 billion Ghana cedis of the outstanding BTS, which refers to invoice and IPCs processed by MDS in 2024, approved by Ministry of Finance, submitted to Controller and Accountant General's Department, and pending payment were rejected. This 1 billion that was rejected by the audit would have been paid if the Ministry of Finance had not made a bold decision to stop payment in January 2025. 1 billion Ghana cedis be rejected no so no 2025 are no more year payment no. Se ministry no anka se baby ye trainee ya nhwehwemu a ese na efata anka se sika we nso waram eno nso akwakodi obi botom a wono ebedidi na nani atini agye no watena Ghana high feeling but yento se ne hwe the etosono I say about 7.1 billion Ghana cedi of the outstanding IPCs and invoices, which refers to the request by MDS for payment to suppliers and contractors and certified for payment by various public officers across the approval hierarchies, have also been rejected. Just sika wudro bebre wo ha any supported document papa bi and said any document just be any ho but almost the koi say wo mo kwakwagye sika no madi from the previous administration. One more the coin, so more Kennedy. Again, an amount of a year 13.3 billion is yet to be validated for various reasons. And not nearly funi at now. Findings from bank transfer devices. Yenche a honumusono dia ewoho. Also fictitious debt of 89.4 million Ghana cedis under one district, one factory initiative. Yansha no so semwa ewom one district one factory now. His Excellency the President Nana the former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ni Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia eba say every district one basic factory ho na etimia create employment e dey am the youth wo man Ghana ha no yente di akofaba. The then Ministry of Trade and Industry in 2024 submitted a request to the Ministry of Finance for 89.4 million Ghana cedis to be transferred to 5 commercial banks as government contribution to interest payments under the One District, One Factory initiative. When auditors contacted these 5 banks to confirm their liability, every single one of them denied being owed any amount. According to the auditors, the so-called 89.4 million Ghana cedi debt was fictitious. Everybody, Jesus Christ. Yes. When KTM on time, and a Sadia we see ye. KTM on. Nimble soon as Sadia we see ye. And one more Ediakos and Commode 89.4 million Ghana cedis. Akroma Finance Ministry no much yaka. Na one district, one factory no some a year interest payment be a abeda so no. Ankasa sikawe abayi and this abayi enchama 5 banks. Said the na one district, one factory no woman sabeti na keke musika 89.4 million Ghana cedis. Titiskano 890 billion. Woman kwaje sesikano ni womu ye ni nyina nso ni NPP fo afadeda womu si dabi womu aye omambofo no womu bekoso womu abon no even enye womu kra no mu diswa banks a womu ankasa de ko say bank A, bank B, bank C, any D up to E bank no womu ane woso womu receive sa fancy no ye free banks no say ebo yesi sika bi say one district, one factory no interest payment bi e was abani to your bank ni say enye no kre e ka bia ni wa da ba bia obi ani wo de one district, one factory ka bia enti ani sa ban wo sani sika bia ba under the NPP. This is what happened. Wama kwa tinechire no. Wamo sanya pe kwanya. Wamo be fesi kadi afri aban ni makwa tinefie no madi. Where is the one district one factory? Miracles na no odin, miracles aboaje. One na no odin. Sade wanya kwan enam kokko ase. Na won ye campaign a hwiyini mu no. Empty campaign. Empty talks. Campaign so bi anyram delis miracle aboaje. For Ghana for camera di wati. Na one district one factory NPP for be here no. For chire ni nyina wo Ghana an ye hwade. One district one factory me see abawe. Sika akosa one district one factory no hwem. Those districts they don't belong to this government. And your money there. And your individuals be companies. And through that NPP for fast here and woman disika bro. Woman disika from Sadia we abampa want to the nieces obey. All the one district one factory are buying under the NPP or yeah, if they have the names, one monko research baby a war. No mon pe documents are a dash no mon say. A wa buying dimu. Say abaya your one district one factory biana. Ana a individual media. This same one district one factory 2024 ahead of the general elections. Now NPP 4% mon pass a tax waiver of over $350 million. Adema this ghost one district one factory. Now ko mo kwatilete no mo tesika no mo di. Eti ya usha on my list ekita omo a wage $7 million, wage $5 million, wage $2 million, wage $3 million, a big $12 million. Some of the one district one factory. Tax waiver no more passing. And on a ma fenya ni bring ya wo Dimini Kako Supreme Court in a day. Echo organizing Supreme Court judges tina samuso say speaker pronouncement awaye ediama members of parliament are no more free omo party mu akwa independent and no more free independent abe join party na wapam wo so mu film na sebedwam ade e bia sida afenyo marking the then majority leader was one of the ombre na ba net so to wonya judges within a day ama womo ebo modern at the stay of execution equal to speaker asem so eno na ama parliament na yebeto aba no na amunko parliament ni atum yes munko fie yebebrɛ mo munko fie yebefra han because the then NDC members of parliament said there be enya de wo betena se ahwɛ ama wo matimi pass that tax waiver of $35 million $350 million and the ama the ghost one district one factory. I am challenging Miracle Sabwaje. Take Ghanaians all over Ghana. Baby Biara NPP from here one district one factory. Take us there. I know there near Musa ye Juma. And ye kokwa nebuaba from a world market. Abenya bon modi Emma almost a year 90% of the FOB price. Eddie Makoko Krenino. And I will go to Futuragum for when he say price in yet. And yes, sanity. For yanko one district one factory now, most akwaji musika 89.4 million Ghana cedis in Madino. For yanko, then it's miracle. I am throwing this challenge to you. Be a no one share, no one tear, will be from non continental. Say one district one factory, you say you. Say the onam koko aseno. One for yanko one district one factory nina. I was saying to us enough for yanko and some hour do I will hope. Or say the dry spell expenditure. The dry spell expenditure. In 2024, the government of Ghana paid for 34,000 metric tons of rice to address the impact of the dry spell. Now, however, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture received and distributed 34,000 metric tons of rice. To date, 10,000 metric tons of rice a year unaccounted for. Yahoo under the NPP. Ghana tier for 34,000 metric tons of rice. But one more added a year 24,000, 10,000 metric tons of a year rice, up to date, unaccounted for under the NPP. Since Semi and Rebecca won't crash the woe. bibia ni wa yehwe bio da bia me ka say ba bia na wo man ne keka kro no nyankropon ka Ghana fo akoma no mo beto sa aba na wo mo to no 2024 no enye na nya de ya gudie o na nya de ya gudie nti project de ama mo TV ni so no food supply discrepancies, rice procurement paid for 34,000 metric tons, received 24,000 metric tons, missing 10,000 metric tons of rice. Ayera anywhere under the NPP. This is what the country is dealing with. These are some of the rots, the corruption, the mismanagement under the NPP IAC here. Now, ye mu bia ye say ye begu so da sanyema we ye didi akere wa na wahunu say the NPP can't be an option when it comes to governing this country. At least not now. And yes, I see what abraba wo mu bebu kire ye na anu ye emfie wotwi. They can't be an option in this country in the nearest future. In 20-30 years. Etu ye bebu uye youth na wutie mi a yi sa political lens ni free wani no be wa dwemi ni wakoma mu na tie na ye nhwe kwanye a ye betimi de tumi atai amanyokuo ana wo mampani a wo man Ghana ho wo man Ghana da na koma so a wa hwe se wo meya de manipa kuma bi enjoy name the masses obi ahu beto no like the NPP a wo be hwe no na nipekuma bi nipekuo bi na wo man ni sika no mo siphonia so mo ho a obeka so man Ghana yo mo bone. These are the same people enei wo mo ebegina TV so ana wo mo kwotena radio so no mo kasa eye wadwiri nyira ne so betima ye bibi papa bi aboa wo because wo ma ko opposition ento mo betire mo tiri mo adwene ye ntoso na fe ye hwe said ye niema tie o say the audit revealed the government of Ghana also contracted a company to supply 100,000 metric tons of maize. Ministry of Food and Agriculture submitted stores receipts advice as evidence for delivery of 100,000 metric tons of maize worth 771.2 million Ghana cedis to Ministry of Finance for payment. But only 11,900 metric tons was supplied and distributed. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. 100,000 metric tons of maize, 11,900 penny supply. 11,000 metric tons of maize. 300,000, we're saying 89,000 metric tons of maize. It is worth nothing that the store's receipt advice was supported by a checklist that was certified by the internal audit of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture under the NPP. Now, you share the also say the unfounded teacher training arrears. The unfounded teacher training arrears. You share Education Ministry also the ACO. The Ministry of Education reported unpaid allowance totaling 160 million Ghana cedis to teacher trainees under the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission (GTEC). When auditors engaged GTEC, the agency confirmed that as of December 2024, there was no outstanding arrears. Over 159 million Ghana cedis would have been lost but for this audit. GTEC for one more so GTEC crown was here first cabin fan come because you were outstanding arrears be was here edema teachers, teacher trainees, young tia 160 million Ghana cedis from GTEC. Said they are your friend is saying teacher trainees no man sabe timi akọ musika. GTEC say as of 2024 say be ko na wie there was no outstanding arrest in this Skyway in Kakwa one edge Skyway. One edge Skyway anka the 160 million Ghana cedis no one anka edge Skyway na dey ntina ko edge Skyway no wo bre ko GTEC for wo mo say arrest bi anywhere was a Ghana dey a wo so otua etin Kakwa yifa now you bank transfer advices without a supporting document. Bank transfers a course swap supporting document bia and said that anywhere. Now, yes, auditors identify BTS totaling 293 million Ghana cedis for 6 MDAs with no documentation. There were no contract, no IPCs, and no record of any executed work. The breakdown of the unsupported BTS are as follows. It's yes, bank transfers are course without supporting document. Now, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, 241.2 million Ghana cedis without supporting document. So bank transfer no course. Ministry of Roads and Highways, 26.3 million Ghana cedis and no also without supporting document under the NPP administration. Now, you share the judicial service. Our court. Where court for no 18.2 million Ghana cedis. Bank transfer course. Echo judicial service no without any supporting document. You share Ministry of Special Initiatives. 3.7 million Ghana cedis bank transfer. Akroma without any supporting document. Yaya Ministry of Health, 2.4 million Ghana cedis. Echo Ministry of Health without any supporting document. Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, 782,262 Ghana cedis. And the Ministry of Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice. As SK, there was no supporting document.
Those who are involved or say, Papa Nadia, some of na oka ora operation recover all loot. Na oka board no. Na evidence as Papa no be ya toward the amount boni a wadi biano or betche edi aba. Ebusia ya Domelevo ene yetene kan ebeda masa samo chepene kokoti sa ensem wi edi mai aha gossip politics TV so beda masa